Generally, there's a time frame within which every child is supposed to attain a certain milestone. So, for a newborn baby, you realize that they make certain facial expressions that is not stimulated by anything. For instance, you see that the baby be lying down, be smiling or frowning or doing something on their face without anybody having stimulated that reaction. But you realize that as the child grows up to about a month and a half to 2 months, you realize that when you smile at a child, they tend to smile back at you. It makes sense to the child now. So they know that when you smile, you should smile back. And then they recognize familiar faces. They recognize the faces that they have been seeing every time. You also realize that they are able to make use of their hands. As in, you see their hands moving around their face and their nose and their mouth and all of that. You realize that when they are lying down, they make some small, small noises on their own. They are able to turn their head from one side to the other, following every moving activity. So as they grow, between 2 to 3 months, you realize that the smile, the response to the smile, which we call the social smile, it becomes more frequent. It gets better. The child learns how to make more noises to themselves. They become a bit more active. Then they touch their face the more. You realize that when you are passing or anything, any object is moved across their face, they try to turn their head in that direction. Also, if the child is lying flat on their abdomen, realize that they try to lift themselves up by raising their head. Okay, so that's a sign that the child is developing at the recommended age range. So between 3 to 4 months, you realize that most children will begin to have control over their neck. Their neck control gets much better. They are able to sit their neck. It doesn't dwindle like it used to be. It's gaining strength. By the fourth month, a lot of babies would have fully gained neck control. And then a lot of them too, as they are lying on their abdomen, they are able to not just raise their head, but their shoulders also go up. They get to play more often. And then assuming they are holding an object, they make efforts to try to reach or hold on to it. At 4 months, you realize that most babies would have a lot more activity. They smile more, they giggle on their own, they try to play on their own. And when you try to play with them, they give you a positive response.